On this week's GTA 5 o'clock, Rockstar moved to bigger premises, Christmas in GTA Online, and we check out the first Rockstar verified jobs. It's all here in this week's GTA 5 o'clock. Hello everyone and welcome back to GTA 5 o'clock. Yep, it's a new year, but everything here is pretty much still the same. I'm still James Jarvis, your host of GTA 5 o'clock, and as ever, Dan Dawkins is here.
Happy New Year to you all.
He had a lovely holiday, didn't you, Dan? Not stressful at all.
Really lovely. To make the Yuletide period more exciting, I moved actual house on Monday the 23rd and spent all Christmas unpacking boxes and visiting the tip.
Oh, man. Well, as a brilliant radio segue there, as if this had been planned, our first bit of news this week is Rockstar are also moving offices. Like, they're sort of copying you, Dan. Although maybe your house is now their house, or the other way around. Or something. It's confusing.
Yes, that's true. In other news, Rockstar are moving themselves and Los Santos to Hollywood.
Yes, Dan wanted to get that in at the top of the show because it's a very strong pun there.
Hollywood. So Hollywood's a real place in Edinburgh. It's Hollywood Street, which is called Hollywood Road. It's actually a very famous road in Edinburgh. It's very beautiful. There's views of the Salisbury Crags out the back. Now the significant thing is here that, you know, Rockstar North, and Tim and I went to the building just last year, and it is in fact a very lovely building in the centre of Edinburgh, very near a famous hotel opposite the big John Lewis. It's really central. But they're moving to an even bigger and more prestigious building. I think the thing that's kind of significant is that, well, A, they're making so much money they can clearly afford to.
Yeah.
B, why do they need more space? Are they expanding? What could they be working on? And I guess C, there's a tale in this of the people they're bumping out of the new building they're going to, which is Berkeley House.
Yeah.
Which is in fact quite a prestigious building that was put up in 1999 and opened no less by the British Queen.
The actual Queen. Our actual Queenie.
Yeah, and it's a 75,000 square foot building, which is definitely bigger than my house.
Yes, and definitely a lot bigger than their last offices, right?
Yeah, I mean, the last office was like a shared building, very nice, very modern, very plexiglass. But I say even then, there seemed to be like there's 2 floors to it, and the second floor felt relatively empty. That's where like Leslie Benzie's office was. But I still think that, you know, hey, they clearly have got expansion plans. Let's see what this is going to go to. The sad part of the tale for me, in a way, is that it almost signifies changing times, passing of the media, because the people they were usurping from that building are the Scotsman group, and there's the Scotsman newspaper. So it's like the Scotsman and the Scotland and Sunday and the Evening News have been kind of moved on from this building, and they haven't found anywhere to live yet. And it feels like there's the newspaper industry scuttling off into the bins. You know, I guess the advantage is they can live in newspapers.
Yeah, that's true. And they're very warm.
And Rockstar's riding the Porsche of success up Hollywood straight to their brilliant new building. So, yeah, you know, there we go. It's a little tidbit. You know, hey, maybe at one stage Rockstar will invite us back to the brand new Rockstar North. Perhaps we can meet Leslie Benzies again, and you can follow up on some of the questions that we posed, well, I suppose little less than 6 months ago.
Very quickly, Dan, before we move on to the next topic, obviously, yes, they're getting probably bigger teams moving into new offices. They still have to support GTA Online. There's still a load of things not in GTA Online that we know is coming, like heists and stuff. And you suspect they're probably thinking about new projects. We've seen jobs before the end of last year for a thing that might hint towards Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you think the new offices are sort of like a precursor to a new thing that they're doing? As we love speculation.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that is entirely possible. It's what we speculated last year. I think that there's clearly a reason they're staffing up, and I think Rockstar as a company now, where they used to like very definitely give projects to different areas, like Rockstar San Diego would work on maybe Midnight Club. I think now as a company they generally share a project amongst all the studios all at once, so you get like literally 500-600 people working on something. So I think they're going to create more core stuff out of North, which is kind of their dual studio. And you look at the way that, in a similar way to Ubisoft, where they transplant a sort of game ethos and set of systems to their games, I think Rockstar do the same. They apply a set of like the open world structure, the missions, the off mission stuff. It's got like a broad theme running through it, and I think this will be exactly the same. So yeah, as we said, we speculate there could be a new Red Dead game. Who knows if they'll bring Agent back? Did it ever really go away? Has it always been bubbling in the background? Let's be honest, they're not going to leave GTA 5 standing still.
No.
It's probably single player DLC. Well, there is. They've said there is. Is there more ambitious stuff for GTA Online? Yes. Is there a next gen version? Well, I think it's an interesting next month or two to see if they announce it, because again, as we said, it's either happening before March or April the 31st, depending on their fiscal year, or it's going to go way back. But you know, we could be in for an announcement soon. That's not like an inside leak or a promise. It's just, if it is going to happen soonish, you know, look out for an announcement.
They have to announce it soonish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on into GTA Online, and this week we have a very special guest with us. You might recognise him from the GTA 5 o'clock live shows on a Friday, but today he's here on Wednesday on the main show. It's Mr. Trophy, Ian Wilson.
Hello. Thank
Hi,
you.
audience. All right, come on. Calm
Too
down.
kind.
So yeah, we've invited Ian in because over Christmas a lot of things happened in GTA Online, and as Dana said, he was moving house. And my PlayStation.
I missed Christmas.
You missed GTA Christmas, but it's okay because Ian, you experienced it. You played in the actual snow.
I did, yes.
In Vinewood.
Indeed, yeah. For one day only, Christmas Day, the big event in GTA Online was this sudden snowfall that covered the entire map. Yeah. It was quite interesting. It was, if anyone, obviously a lot of people would have played the single player missions that went to go to Yankton, and obviously you don't spend particularly long there, but even the bits that you've played in there, the vehicle handling on the roads and slipping and sliding all over the place, it was basically, if you imagine that applied across the entire map of Los Santos and the wider San Andreas, that was basically what we were dealing with.
Did it look the same as the North Yankton snow? Was it like they repeated that effect?
Yeah. It was just kind of like a white covering over the top of everything, and I say that it was very slippery. So
could you scrape it away to reveal the pavement underneath?
No, not that I noticed. No, but yeah, just it was quite interesting because although obviously it was mainly a cosmetic effect that had been sort of dropped over the map, so the rest of the behaviour of everyone else didn't change. So I had a little drive down on the beach on my beach buggy in the snow, and there were still people wandering around, sort of stood around campfires having a beer, wandering off into the sea in bikinis and stuff. So
that's those hardy West Coasters, isn't
Right,
it?
exactly.
I mean, it would be nice, and I guess they didn't do this, if the pedestrians had reacted to Christmas Day, to even as you go past go, Happy Christmas, or
not
inclement weather, my friend.
Yeah, not that I noticed. It was interesting because it did look very different just going around, and it's. I mean, I guess it's something that the Rockstar did put a fair bit of time into, because it's not something you can just sort of just make everything a bit whiter. I mean, stuff did actually have snow sat on top of it, so it was obviously an effect that they put some time into. It's just a bit of a shame, really, that it was literally there for one day and then gone again. Because
it's something people have been crying out for ages since they played it in North Yankton. They're like, when's it gonna snow? I really want some snow.
Yeah, and if anyone's used the weather cheat in the main game to cycle through the different weather options, one of the ones there is snow, and you get sort of proper snow falling from the sky as well. But it just sort of seems odd to have that in there if it was never going to get used. But
I'd be fascinated if anyone who did play it on Christmas Day discovered anything that perhaps hasn't been reported on, like any pedestrian chatter, any missions that pop up. I'm guessing not, because it hasn't really broken into the ambient sphere of the internet.
Yeah.
But hey, let us know in the comments. And you know, if you just went and did something fun, let us know in the comments. If you tried to have what you do normally, but in the snow.
I can confirm that I did go down to the fridge cold storage area, and the snowman was still there.
Imagine he'd escaped. That would be brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm, in a way, I guess that they've got that model. They could have maybe taken that and dropped it somewhere else.
They should have got rid of the blimp for the day. When you looked up, you saw the frigid snowman next to the hand of a small child flying through the air.
You've got to write down all these ideas, Dan, and scribble them, get them up to Rockstar for next year.
For Christmas 2014.
They can remember this for next year.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We're playing it on PS4.
So a couple of other things that happened over Christmas were you also got special seasonal accessories. So Vespucci Movie Mast had Santa hats elf jackets, and you got shoes, snowman masks, and that kind of thing.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it was actually in the mask shop. You actually got full-on Santa masks with a big sort of rosy face and a hat attached to it. So yeah, you get the full Santa effect with that. And as you say, there was also a big snowman head, reindeer antlers, that sort of thing.
And as a little sneaky aside, not really Christmas related, you also got your phone updated with a lot of new Snapmatic filters.
That's right, yeah. That sort of update came at the same time, but that's obviously something that's been brought into the wider game and is still available now. Obviously, the whole Snapmatic system is a bit of a nod to the Instagram style apps that people use every day now. But yeah, so when you go into your camera phone on your camera app on the phone, you can cycle through. There's various different borders you can have that sort of make the picture of a square size rather than the normal photo size, and then you've got all the different effects that you can apply to that as well. So you've got obviously like various things like black and white and sepia tone and like various sort of high contrast ones and things like that. There's also a very strange one that's a kind of like wavy effect that kind of distorts the screen. It's a bit like even Las Vegas. Am I thinking of the right film?
Or like a boozy mode.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
swimming
like
in booze mode.
Yeah, like a Hunter S. Thompson-esque kind of wobbly filter that makes everything look really strange. So yeah, and then obviously it still works the same way as the camera did before, so you can still snap the stills, upload them to the Rockstar servers in the normal way and share them through there.
Now, when that happened, did you get any sort of update from any of the characters in the game that there was new stuff, like for instance Lester ringing you up going, hey, check out your new features on the phone? Because we've discussed before, Dan, that there's been audio leaks of this kind of thing happening.
Not that I noticed.
Damn it.
That's not to say that it didn't happen, but I wasn't aware. It wasn't like I logged on and, as you say, there wasn't a phone call from one of the characters saying, hey, I've upgraded your phone.
Well, that's fascinating. Once again, we can ask one of the, hopefully, one of many tens of thousands of people listening, has Lester been in touch and said the words we said on a previous show about the phone being upgraded, because that would further verify some of the leaks pertaining to further DLC.
Yeah.
And finally, the extra added thing, we should mention that the Christmas stuff has all finished now, so you don't get your Christmas outfits anymore.
Doesn't look like it now. I jumped on again today and all the masks and things have disappeared from the inventory.
So that's gone.
Christmas is gone.
Christmas is finished.
Is over.
Yeah, that's true. But one thing that is still there is facial expressions that you have now.
Yeah, that's right. So when everyone will know about the selfie mode on the camera, when you click the button in, you can take a picture of yourself. All the sort of Instagram style filters can be used on that as well, and it's quite, if you switch to a square one, you actually see the character kind of step to one side to make sure they're still square in the shot, which is quite interesting. But then you can click a button to cycle through different facial expressions, and you've got kind of like,
what are they?
There's quite a few actually. You've got kind of like sort of happy and sad, quite a few that kind of look a bit drunk or stoned maybe. There's a couple of odd ones as well where the character's mouth's kind of flapping up and down and kind of ow 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 ow. That it looks quite interesting. So there's a whole range. Some of them have got their eyes closed and things like that. So you've
Blue
got
steel?
Possibly.
Sexual looks.
A little bit pouty maybe, yeah.
Squinching, which apparently is the #1 way to improve your attractiveness in a selfie.
Okay.
It's like a sort of I get this wrong, but it's sort of like, I think, slightly lowering your eyelids and doing a mild pursed lippiness.
I see.
Apparently I do it all the time.
Yeah, well, you've obviously been reading some important articles over Christmas.
Squinchy. I've been really busy.
All right, well, if you've checked out any of those new features, please send us in some of your Snackmatic pictures and we'll probably get some into a future show. Moving on to our next thing, over Christmas as well, Rockstar were very busy, unlike you, Dan, just sitting around.
I was plenty busy. This wasn't coding games.
They've also started verifying some of the jobs that you guys have been creating in GTA Online. I think they came up with their first batch of 10. We have picked the top 5 out of that 10, or at the least the 5 that we could get people to play us.
Exactly. Yeah. I was having a bit of trouble with this earlier on, actually, getting people to join the jobs and actually have enough people to start it, because obviously a lot of the races you can jump in on your own if need be to go around and do some laps of it, but with the death matches, some of these verified ones have been limited to, I think, 4 or 6 players as a minimum requirement to get started.
Right.
So yeah, going through the pause menu and actually hosting the job was causing me a few problems, but actually going to the physical marker on the map and trying to join games that way rather than jumping in from the menus did actually prove a bit more successful to get a few of the games.
Well, let's see that top 5 verified jobs. I'm actually chomping at the bit to see them.
There's definitely one that you'll like, Dan. We'll get onto that in a bit.
Alright, so first up we've got Jump and Die. These are all jobs that, over 1 million jobs have been made so far from the GTA community, and these are the first 10 that we said that Rockstar have picked. They say that all job names below are originally chosen by their creators, except where we felt obliged to change them due to taste, copyright, or other reasons. The good thing is that you should note that when jobs are Rockstar verified, they become available for play across both platforms, so Xbox and PS3.
Really? So they transport it to the other platform?
That's good.
Oh, that's really nice. I guess that says an interesting thing about the base code and the level of, and is in fact an exceedingly promising sign for the next gen versions. Should they exist?
As a kind of addendum to that as well, I did notice when I was capturing some of this earlier that some of these verified jobs actually come up on the mission selection pane at the end of the mission when you've got sort of the choice of
Holy
missions there.
smokes!
Are you enjoying
Jump
that
and
jump?
Die.
That is a big old jump on that one. Not quite such a good landing. But.
No.
Yeah, so the description of this is you have to race around some extreme jumps spanning 5 major areas. So this one's massive. Try not so shy to show off and take your own creation jump shot. A chaotic but fun endurance test. As he challenges, your car will need all the armour it can get, and maybe wings too.
Is that just a lie though?
I think that first one is the biggest.
Right.
Was the biggest jump in it, I believe.
Well, you can't play your big gun early. You want a biggish gun.
Well,
you want to build. You should.
Your top gun.
Oh, actually, no. There is a good jump in this one that you'll appreciate here.
You see. But yeah, I'm
you know what the internet's like though, Dan. If you don't put the thing right up top,
I know.
they're out.
That's
No
people
patience is there.
quit
No.
after that first.
It's like, well, there's no
bend.
major jumps here. I'm gone.
Oh, fair enough.
This is the one.
Okay,
This
let's
is
see
the
this one and then we
So
can.
where's he gonna
move on.
land? Where's he gonna land?
Holy!
No
yes,
the
right on the
racetrack.
checker.
work.
That's great on the racetrack
Yeah.
and some micro level bumps. Me liking
It's
it.
a little flip.
All right. Well, as you love jumps so much, Dan, let's go on to our next selection. Jumps.
Oh, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
This is by Tis Pressure. This simple race arranges some perfectly placed jumps along a dusty stretch of the highway, starting in Mount Gordo and ending up in the Gran Sonora Desert. See if you have what it takes to brave this deadly game of heavy metal hopscotch.
Not hopscotch. Right. Let's get in there and see how much fun we can have immediately.
Yeah, there better be at least 4 jumps at the very beginning.
Well, I mean, 3 is what they say.
I
Jumps.
I should say this race does start with a pretty big jump, and whether it was maybe a slight glitch or I hit the ramp at the wrong angle, but as you'll see, I got a good start, but as you'll see, it didn't quite go according to plan.
Oh, Ruth.
Oh no! Well, I keenly await.
Waiting with bated breath now, Dan.
Exactly, yeah. So
I want your instant reaction to this where it happens. Here it comes.
oh, buses.
You got to accelerate into the jumps.
Oh.
Nice bus placement though, and I guess that's a
Yeah.
little bit of calculation work to go. People will have to go X fast to make this thing.
as fast as possible.
I mean, this race defaulted to supercars. If you drop that down to slightly lesser
Faggio.
vehicles, you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think Faggio would make it over the top of that.
No.
All right,
Well,
let's move on from jumps.
We got the gist of that one.
If you've played any of these, please let us know what you think about them and in the comments.
And recommend, please, ones you think are better as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Let's move on then to the LS forum. This is a NASCAR-style rooftop race atop the Maze Bank Arena, Dan.
Where do they get that idea?
I don't know. I have no idea. This is in the top 10 most popular jobs on PS3. And it's basically, well, Troth, I think you can explain it. It's just a giant race.
That's it. I mean, NASCAR style race is a kind of euphemism for a big circle, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So whether this one got into the top 10 popular because it's actually quite a quick race and might be useful for...
Are you suggesting it's useful for getting RP points?
Possibly.
Oh,
but,
dear.
I'd say it's probably maybe not the greatest one to actually look at, but whether it comes across in this video or not, it is actually quite tricky when you get these bikes up to top speed to actually either not hit the centre and spin out, or actually, because there's nothing on the sides there to actually stop you going off.
Yeah,
you can go straight through.
Yeah, you can go straight through those and go.
Oh, that guy almost went then.
Cheeky little road rash style ram there.
Yeah, I can see this. Well, how many players can this hold up to?
I think it's.
I reckon if you get 8 in there,
at least 8.
Yeah, then
probably
it's
more.
Probably going to be quite.
Yeah.
And nice to see a level built for people with broken analog sticks who can't tap it right. So
Yeah.
you can play this just by moving left,
This is it.
drifting back out.
A problem that plagues you, Dan.
Oh
every
yeah,
day.
I mean, yeah, heaven forbid I should buy a new DualShock after all this time.
Alright, well that one looks pretty good. Let's move on to our next one, which we've got a couple of death matches now. This is Saving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, named after the famous Gentleman's movie,
Yeah.
which has got a different title slightly. or indeed the Spielberg film.
Indeed. Maybe this was one of the ones that was renamed due to copyright ones they refer to there.
Possibly. This says, despite its cheeky title, this deathmatch ranks highly as a brutal gauntlet where you're instructed to eliminate your enemy using your military training and hardware, which seems entirely appropriate for a crunch time arms display at Pillbox Hill. So does this have military vehicles?
Lots of military vehicles. There's a helicopter, there's jets, there's tanks.
You'd like this one, Dan.
Unfortunately, this is one of the ones I was struggling with the matchmaking, and there's only me and one other person in it.
Right.
Like 17 tanks.
Yeah. But
Oh wow.
as you can see there's quite a lot of equipment to choose from, and
It feels like this maybe is imbalanced. Now, maybe people who've played this extensively, perhaps in its true 16-player context, could attest otherwise.
I think it could be tough.
And being cruel, I'd say you've just put lots of tanks in a line. But it must be good, or Rockstar wouldn't have verified it. So
Yeah, well,
you know.
I would. Yeah, because I would have thought once someone gets in a tank like that,
Well, by plane as well.
Well, yeah.
Unless, he got in a plane and then
You destroyed
I
him.
destroyed all the planes with the tank.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. Well, maybe we should give that one a go, Dan, and see how you get on with that.
yeah, I think maybe with
later
more
on.
players this would be a bit more of a challenge.
Finally, then we've got Prison. Oh, Dan.
Oh, this
Prison
is the one.
Thugs Fight.
This
Come
is the
on,
one
guys.
for Dan.
I'm just going to say here, because obviously I debuted 2 brilliant levels I made just before Christmas on the channel, and it seems everyone's copying them.
Well, I would say when I first played this one, Dan, I described it as a mashup between your high karate and the other prison fight levels that you created.
What did I call that one?
Was
Cops
it
versus
Cops
Marines.
versus Marines?
What a name! Come on, guys.
So in this, resident inmates learn the full meaning of daily rec time in the yard with enough baseball bats, knives and nightsticks to keep this jailhouse melee rocking around the clock. The GTA 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because that's where the inspiration has come from, we're going to guess at.
Exactly.
So this was definitely my favourite out of the
Thugs.
creative ones that I played. It's basically a fairly brutal, initially bare knuckle, and then soon incorporating nightsticks and baseball bats, etc. Prison yard rumble, basically.
Nice.
And as someone also discovered fairly on in this, there's also some of the prison transport buses knocking around somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So there's that extra element to contend with when you've got people trying to run you over.
Why would there be an upturned car in the middle of the prison yard?
Why wouldn't there be though, Dan?
I mean, maybe it's like
Boff.
in the children's playground where they often use something that is being reappropriated and recycled. In prison, you get an upturned rusty car.
Yeah, why not?
If you've been in prison, let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
If you're in prison, if you've been in prison, or if you're thinking about visiting a prison.
If you just literally got off a rusty car in prison and you're relaxing with GTA 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So that's it. That's our top 5 verified jobs from GTA Online. We'll probably be seeing some of these again in the near future if we decide to do them in a live stream, or Dan makes his own magnificent thing in the creator,
forbid.
But we never know. So that's about it for this week's GTA 5 o'clock. Quick competition update. We do have all of your addresses now, and we will supply them to Rockstar, so you should hopefully expect your prizes soon-ish. Sorry they didn't go out before Christmas. That's Dan's fault.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fine.
Anything else? Apart from, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at GTA 5 o'clock and on Facebook.com/GTA 3 o'clock.
No, thanks for everyone who stuck with us over Christmas. I know we've been quite quiet. I guess, as I say, I've literally been moving house and having a holiday. But now we're back. We're back in the office. We're dedicated. We're bringing you GTA 5 o'clock. Not quite 24/7, but certainly during the waking hours. So yeah, watch out for GTA 5 Live this Friday at 4 PM GMT.
Yeah.
That'll be streamed live through CVG and on the channel. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us, Trove. We'll see you on Friday. Hi guys, I'm James from GTA 5 o'clock.
Oh, I've got to say my name.
That was the point. Yeah, that was the idea.
I'm Dan. Hi.
We've just finished. Hi guys. Hi guys, this is James from GTA 5 o'clock.
And I'm Dan.
And we've just finished recording this week's episode. So if you liked it, what should they do, Dan?
You should press the like button and then the subscribe button for more great GTA 5 content every single week.
Excellent. So hit those buttons and we'll see you next week.